Yo, and we're live. And we're live. We should go Facebook Live too. Facebook Live. Let's go Facebook Live. Sorry, I got a delay here. I apologize. I should have been better prepared. Let's go live. Let's go live. Let's go live. If I'm not banned from Facebook. Next. Sometimes I get banned from Facebook for posting anti-Nazi stuff. Sorry. By the way, if you're a Nazi, yeah, fuck off. I got banned from Facebook twice. I'm on my third warning. Apparently, me spewing hate against Nazis is illegal. So, but I'll continue to do it. And if I get banned from Facebook forever, fuck Facebook, because the whole thing is a cesspool of people who think they know about economics and politics and fake ads for shitty products that you never get delivered anyway. So Facebook, one of these days, I just hope it goes away. I really do. But what up, y'all? Let me just see if I get this to work. Go live. 3, 2, 1. What up? What up, Facebook? Oh, wait, it's not even working yet. Facebook, and Facebook. I think it's live. I'm going to wait for this thing to stop churning. Wait for some people to show up. Nobody's here. Everybody's here. Nobody's here. Everybody's here. Nobody's here. Hey, what's up? All right. So Facebook, I wanted to talk to you guys, but more importantly, the folly of this market. And again, we've been talking about how the market never goes down. It really doesn't go down. If you own the QQQ, which is the top stock that I talk about for the last 25 years, almost 30 years now, it's otherworldly. It's always been a great stock to own because it's a mutual fund of the best stocks on earth. And the entire premise of Wall Street is that you're paying these guys that went to school for this. By the way, I didn't go to school for it. I know more about trading than any of these guys. Nobody on CNBC can out-trade me. Nobody could out-trade me because I trade the truth, and the truth is the VWAP. But the point is, how do you get yourself in trouble in a market that never goes down? You trade worthless stocks that do go down. And you feel compelled to hold on to them because you get brainwashed by this notion that the market never goes down. Stocks go down. The market doesn't go down. The market is just a collection of 30 stocks in the Dow Jones. The QQQ is just 100, the S&P 500. So you got 500 in the S&P, 30 in the Dow, and 100 in the QQQ. Every other stock sucks, pretty much. The S&P 500 is the biggest, most accurate way to look at the market because it's the biggest index. It's the S&P 500. That's the index that these managers of money try to beat, and they never do. The QQQ is heavily weighted into tech. That's why it outperforms all these other indices, because tech is where the money's at. And the Dow Jones, the one you're most familiar with, the Dow Jones, when you hear about the market, some people say it's the Dow. The Dow Jones is 30 stocks. And when the stock in the Dow Jones starts to underperform, they kick it out of the club. That's how they continue to perpetuate this lie that the market only goes up. But in theory, it only goes up. So if you're paying money managers, stop paying them. They're not going to beat the QQQ. If you're paying a mutual fund, there's a management fee. It's called a load, and they charge you to buy into the fund and sometimes to get out of the fund, and there's a management fee. So they're taking money when they don't deserve your money. The QQQ outperforms them all. You're not going to beat the Qs. No one ever does. So why try? And why would you pay somebody to try to beat the Qs? You're a double loser already before you even get into the position. But none of that matters to some of you guys out there, the active trader. The active trader is just looking for what we did today. And I'm proud to say this is the biggest day my website has had in the history of my website. Collectively, we made so much money that some of these guys may be retiring today. This is not me trying to be funny. I'll make money first and we could be funny later. We had 7 stocks today. 2 of them doubled. Okay, we had a stock that went up 100% today, and every day I've been finding stocks. The stock itself, not an option, not some sort of derivative, not a futures contract. The stock itself. Over the last 2 weeks, I have found 4 stocks that have gone up 100% intraday. If you don't know what that means, let me put it into perspective. When you invest in the stock market, classic investing, you buy a stock, you hope for the best, you think you know about the company, and you're hoping that somebody also believes in what you believe, and then the stock goes higher, and then it gets to a point where you think, hey, I've made some money, let me take the profit. If you make 12.5% in a year on an investment in a stock, you are pretty good. You're actually exceptional. 8% is average. 12.5%, you've done exceptional. 20%, you are Warren Buffett. You're the greatest investor ever. And that's a year. We had an option play that went up 2,000% today in an hour. So think about it. A typical investment takes you a year to make 12.5%. In 1 hour today, we had something that went up 2,000%. That would normally take you 2.5 trillion years to do on an average investment. And you're seeing these opportunities every day, and there's about 10 or 15 of them. And the carnival barker of this game that we're playing, the reason I'm so good, the reason I'm so amazing, the reason that I'm the warlock and otherworldly, it's because for 30 years, I've been staring at screens. For 30 years, I've taken my beat downs, my ass rapings, my punches in the throat, and I've learned. I've learned what not to do, and I've learned what works best. If you focus on what works best and ignore everything else, especially what your cousin's sister's uncle's brother told you, or your idiot friend on Facebook who thinks they know something, don't do what they say. We laugh at those people. Your cousin's uncle's sister's brother told you that the CEO of that company told you to buy the stock because he thinks he knows something, right? That's a great investment strategy. And every once in a while, your cousin's sister's brother's uncle does know something, but generally they don't. In a bull market, when it goes up almost every day, every schmuck looks like a genius. But what happens when the market actually starts to go down, if it ever does? Inevitably, we will go down. Doesn't matter who the president is, or taxes, or inflation, or gold. None of that matters anymore. Fundamentals and economic theory have been thrown away. The government and the Illuminati have taken over the stock market. There's no denying it. I've proved it now. I've proved it. 9 out of 10 stocks that are rallying right now don't have any earnings. There is no E in the earnings per share. So all that careful analysis that you believe is what makes Wall Street work is non-existent anymore. The idea of looking at what the company does and how much money they make and the products that they have doesn't do anything anymore. The market is rigged, and the rigging is based on volume-weighted average price. I prove it every day. Stocks go to and from these levels, sometimes to the penny. That in itself proves that this is what is real. So if you continue to do what is real and what works, it's very hard to fail unless you get scared. If you have too much fear will, for lack of a better word, trump the good idea. Fear will make you think that you're wrong. Fear will hold you back from taking that next opportunity. Because these trades, I've never seen this, and I'm sick of the word unprecedented, but this is truly unprecedented circumstances that we're looking at. I've never seen it work this well. I'm assuming it's going to come back to the mean, come back to where it's less accurate. But even if you're trading VWAP, even when they don't work, you're taking a lot less risk on these trades than if you're using VWAP. So the investors are getting paid right now, but you got to be in the QQQ, the S&P 500, or the Dow Jones. If you pick 5 random stocks right now, you've got maybe, what, a 30% chance of success. If you buy the market, that's the Dow Jones, the S&Ps, or the QQQ, the QQQ being the number one trade of all time. Because what the QQQ does is it, for you guys that don't know yet, it's Amazon, Tesla, Netflix, Google, Facebook, Pepsi. It's every stock you want to be in, every stock that you wish you owned, all rolled up into one beautiful name, QQQ, right? And it's hard to beat. But that's for investments, right? Yeah, we get it. Never goes down. But I'm telling you right now, I think the market is going to go down. But the thing is, if you haven't noticed, every time we go down, either the government comes to the rescue if the down move is way too big, the Fed comes to the rescue to make sure he reiterates that we're never going to raise interest rates. So every time the market goes down, the government says, hey, yeah, I know it's going down, but you realize there's nowhere else to put your money. So if you took it out today, you better buy it back tomorrow or you're going to be regretting it. And that's why the market can't go back down. Because once you take the money out of the market, then what do you do with it? You're going to let it sit in cash and do nothing? If you can't afford rental income bearing real estate, you have got nothing left to do except buy stocks. And that's why the market can't go down anymore. There's nowhere else to put your money. So fundamental analysis is based on the amount of money that stocks or companies make, and then you can value their stock according to what they make and projections of the future. That doesn't exist anymore. Now it's just about a liquidity-driven straight market up. You'll pause, you'll consolidate, and then you'll go up. You'll pause, you'll consolidate, and every once in a while, you'll go down a little bit more, and all you do is you pause, consolidate, and eventually go higher. So if you're buying the QQQ or the S&P or the Dow Jones, it's very difficult not to make money if you have time on your side. If you're trading some crazy psychopathic stock that's up 300% today, and you think it's going to go up another 300% tomorrow, that's what can get you in trouble. But here's the sick part. They are going up 300% the next day, and then they're doubling again. And you just have to manage the risk that's involved in that particular situation. So if you're in one of these names that has gone parabolic, you raise your stop up. So the reason I'm making this video today is what I do. I'm making this for Facebook and YouTube and my other website that I'm working with right now. Day trading and what I do is not investing. So going back to the premise, right? A good investment is 12.5% for the year. Why invest when you can make 20, 30% a day focusing on the individual opportunities presented to you with VWAP trades, staying focused on earnings reports? Bed Bath & Beyond today has set me up now for the rest of the year, for 2 years, for 3 years. I could never trade again and live off the Bed Bath & Beyond trade. That's how amazing it was. And that's how amazing it was for a lot of people today. Crushed it on the way up, even making money now on the way down. That's trading. We don't own Bed Bath & Beyond, and after today, we probably won't care as much about it. But why did we care this morning? They reported earnings, the stock broke VWAP and the pre-market range and wound up going up 7 points on an option trade. If you bought the $34 calls for 60 cents, they went to $2, $3, $4, $5, and $6. Now, I wish I could tell you I bought them at 60 cents and sold them all at $6 for a 10,000% gain or 1,000% gain. Nah, nobody does that. Nobody's that good. But if you buy something at 60 cents, you sell them at $1, $2, $3, $4, and $5, you'd still had a pretty good day. And that was only one trade. We had CUEN at $5. Stock went to $9. I had ALF again, ALF, at 14. Stock went to 16. These are 30% moves. I had one stock that went up 100% today. The stock itself. Stocks are not supposed to double in a day. 12.5% in a year is average. That's a great return. I'm talking about a stock that went up 100% today. I had one yesterday that went up 100%, MRIN. 2 days ago, I had ALF, a 300% gain. It's not supposed to work like this, but it is working like this right now. Situations will change. Momentum will dry up. The liquidity will not be there as much. Something will change, but right now, whatever's going on is otherworldly. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And with just a smidgen of information, a smidgen of education, take education over ignorance and conspiracies. Suspend what you think you know. Because I'll be the first to admit, I thought I knew a lot about the stock market. Over the last 9 years, all of it has been proven wrong. I thought earnings mattered. I thought fundamentals mattered. I thought interest rates mattered. I thought what governments were doing around the world mattered. I thought a pandemic would matter. I thought volatility would matter. I thought North Korea would matter. I thought Russia would matter. I thought Democrat, Republican would matter. I thought interest rates going up would matter. Nothing matters. Nothing matters and nothing ever changes. So I know I'm on Facebook also right now. So if you want to sit here and still complain about what you think you know and why the price of oil is doing something or the price of gold, none of what you think is accurate anymore. The only thing that is going on right now, it's a liquidity-driven market. There's so much money being transferred back and forth. That's it. They're just taking money, moving it into one section, into another section, into another section, and you rotate to where the money's at. So tomorrow night we're gonna have another schmooze, and we're gonna have a few drinks, have a few cocktails, we'll have our laughs, we'll sing our songs, we'll dance our dances. But come in and listen to and look at some of the charts, some of the stuff you don't see here on YouTube and Facebook. Let me show it to you in green, blue, and orange lines. Let me show you what I'm talking about a little bit more in depth. So you could make this. You don't have to start quitting your job and trying to make this a career. But how about you dabble in it? Make this a hobby where you can legitimately make a living on the hobby. Don't quit your job. What if I told you could make another $200 a day by sitting on your ass for an hour trading some VWAP trades? Or maybe once in a while you make $8,000 in an hour. That $8,000 goes a long way. That $8,000 you made on Bed Bath & Beyond today, you know what that pays for? Your entire vacation for the next year and a half. You're going on vacation? Well, you just paid for it in an hour. Isn't that great? Isn't that where you want to be? So I would never quit my job to do something involved in speculation. But if you want to dip your toe, into this. I've never seen anything work like this before in my life. I've been staring at screens for 30 years. And this VWAP trade that I do now, it's a complement of what's been working for 30 years. So if I was buying a stock, let's say at 32.50 15 years ago, and I thought that was a good entry, the VWAP's now giving me that entry 15 or 20% lower from where I was ready to buy it. So like I said, Thursday nights, if you guys are just sitting around, we sing songs, we play the Grateful Dead, we got Bob Marley going. It's a very cool atmosphere. 200, 300 knuckleheads talking about stocks. We have the best time. And then my buddy, everybody knows him, DJ Smite comes on. He does a set from 10 to 11. And usually we just shut it down after that. But, you know, if we have something more we want to talk about, we'll go after 11. But between 7 and 11 every Thursday night, especially when earnings season starts to come back around, we crunch the charts, we analyze our charts, and we prepare for Friday. So when you have a BlackBerry trade, sorry, I keep calling it BlackBerry, Bed Bath & Beyond. When you have a BBBY trade, You're not bewildered when you come in the next morning. You're prepared for that moment. Like, oh, this is what he was talking about yesterday. Oh, okay. And now it's doing what I think it was going to do. And now you do this, and then you push button. Push button. Guys, you know when they say, if you can't beat them, join them? I tried to fight the market. I tried to fight the Fed. I wrote a song about it. I lost. Bigly. It doesn't make much sense that the market goes up every day. But it is going up every day. And you can't fight it. So why bother? And it took me years to finally come to grips with that. I want to fight it. I want some sort of reality to set in. I want to be able to outsmart the market in some way and make money on the way down by shorting. But it's not a viable way of doing it right now. Trade these crazy momentum stocks. This is 1999 reborn on steroids. I never thought we'd see it again. And I'm here every day if you guys want to learn a little bit more about it. You guys on YouTube, I know you guys have been with me. The website, we're up to 300 hardcore psychopaths every day hanging with us. I'm doing broadcasts on 3 different websites right now. People are getting hip to this trade. And the thing is, the more people I show, the better it seems to work. Because if you got 100 eyeballs on a name and it breaks VWAP and you got 100 people who believe, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we all believe it's going to happen and we're all buying it simultaneously, that's what the Wall Street Bets thing is all about. So if I got 200 people now believe it, now I got 300 people, now I got 1,000 people behind me who all believe if this stock breaks X, it'll go to Y. It's getting better and better. Milk it right now for all it's worth, my friends. This is legitimately the opportunity of a lifetime. And I can't say it enough. I've never seen this before. I've never seen anything work this well. It's not going to last. It's not going to work every time. It has to fail inevitably. But even when they do start to not work, they're very, very minimum losses. And you hit a Blackberry's, I keep calling it Blackberry. You hit the Bed Bath & Beyond right today, you're set for the year. You could do the next 20 trades that you do could stink. You're good. Farewell, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow night. If you want to email me, it's thewarlock@hitthebid.com. For you guys that know me better, Kenny Glick at AOL because I'm old. Laugh at me. Thewarlock@hitthebid.com is the best way to contact me because I've got somebody manning my website now. You will get an email back. I tend to be very tardy with that stuff. But it's the greatest market ever. And I hope you guys are benefiting from it. It's not as confusing. It's not as daunting. And it's manipulated still. But the governments and the Illuminati are manipulating it for good. For the first time, I think, ever. They're basically saying, please, buy the stock market. We're never raising interest rates. We're supporting everything. It's crazy, but that's the way it is. And the best part about it, when it does change, VWAP will be there to tell us it has changed. I wish everybody the best of luck. I hope you guys are killing it. If you haven't come to the website, my business model is still the same. I never charge anybody to show up. I don't want your credit card. I don't want to know what your mother's maiden name is. I don't need to know your social security number. Show up for 2 weeks, no strings attached. Isn't it great? You show up for 2 weeks and maybe you make yourself $2 or $3 grand or $8 grand on a Bed Bath & Beyond trade today. A lot easier to pay for a subscription when you make the money to pay for the subscription while you're on the free trial. And that's the reason I do it, because I'm pretty damn good at this. And if you stop in and you actually do spend a couple of weeks with us, you'll see we do the trades live. There's no denying what happened today. And if you participated, You just made enough money to pay for a 2-year subscription in one day. One day. Farewell. My friends, good luck. We're all counting on you.